When we look back and we do the autopsy on this Washington Capitals season, other than special teams, shootouts are going to be the number one reason behind the special teams why this team misses the Stanley Cup playoffs. Caps lose in, stop me if you've heard this before, a shootout. This time to the Boston Bruins, 3-2. The Washington Capitals, 6 losses in 7 tries in the shootouts this season. That is 6 standings points that they have lost due to shootouts. Coincidentally, they are currently 6 points out of a playoff spot. So, what happened in this one? Well, first of all, the Caps started strong, right? They get the game's first goal, courtesy of defenseman Matt Roy, a beautiful shot. Howitzer of a shot from the point by Matt Roy goes crossbar and in behind Jeremy Swayman. So, Caps up 1-0. Rasmus Sandin and Hendrix Lapierre with the assists on that goal. Then the Bruins tie it up on a seeing eye shot from Charlie McAvoy that could not have been going more than 20 miles an hour. Absolute muffin of a shot by Charlie McAvoy, but it somehow finds its way through all of those players in front, and it sneaks its way past a heavily screened Logan Thompson, just barely inside the post there at the bottom corner of the net, and so we are all tied up 1-1. Really unfortunate luck there for the Caps and Logan Thompson. So it's a 1-1 game heading into the third period. Huge points on the line here, obviously, for both of these teams in this third period. And yeah, we are all tied up at 1-1 heading into the game's final 20 minutes, where Rasmus Sandin, who had a phenomenal hockey game in this one for the Washington Capitals. He has really been playing some phenomenal hockey for several weeks now, if we are being honest. He has really blossomed into quite the player for the Washington Capitals ever since they got him from the Toronto Maple Leafs. And yeah, he was having a great game again here today against the Boston Bruins in this massive game for the Washington Capitals. So Rasmus Sandin here, shot from the point. It is the captain, Alex Ovechkin, setting the heavy screen in front. He is right in front of Jeremy Swayman, setting really what can only be described as, like I said, a heavy screen, a perfect screen there by the Capitals captain. Jeremy Swayman does not see this shot from Rasmus Sandin, and it beats him from the point. And so the Caps, they get the go-ahead goal here in the third period to go up 2-1. And then it is another muffin of a shot taken by the Bruins from the point. And this time, Charlie McAvoy, the defenseman, is all the way down in front of the net, and he gets the tip on it. Perfect deflection there past Logan Thompson. And so we're all tied up 2-2. And yeah, the combined speed of these two shots on these two goals for the Boston Bruins in this game was probably around 40 miles per hour. Seriously. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you get the point. Weak shots from the point, and yet we cannot blame goaltender Logan Thompson on either of these. Just terrible luck here. Like I said, on the first goal, it's, going through several bodies in front there. He did not see that puck at all. It sneaks in past all of those legs, all of those bodies. And then on the second goal here, just a perfect deflection, like I said, by Charlie McAvoy in front. So you can't fault Logan Thompson on either of those, though he did try to fault himself after the game, which I just felt horrible for the guy, honestly. Like, he is so hard on himself. He wants to win so badly for his teammates in front of him. He basically said that he needs to make an extra save here in this game, talking about the game and the shootout, which we will get to in just a second here. But yeah, anyone who watched this game and watched the shootout as well, and anyone who has watched the entire season here, frankly, the entire last 2 seasons really, for the Washington Capitals and Logan Thompson, ever since they acquired him from the Vegas Golden Knights, anyone who has watched would tell you that pretty much any time that this team is losing a game, it is not on Logan Thompson. This guy is incredible. He is this team's most valuable player every single night just about. And so, yeah, you hate to see him feeling like that after this game, but his teammates in the locker room, they were quick to pick him up for sure. They absolutely love the guy. And so, yeah, Logan Thompson, very hard on himself after this one. But like I said, there's nothing that he can really do on either of these two goals here for the Boston Bruins. Just some unfortunate circumstances and terrible luck here for the Washington Capitals netminder. So 2-2, and that is how the third period would end. Overtime would solve nothing, and so we go to a shootout where Logan Thompson, who I just talked about, blaming himself here after this game for the shootout loss. Logan Thompson, he stopped 8 straight shootout attempts by the Boston Bruins to give his Washington Capitals a chance to score a goal here and to get a win in the shootout. Now, to be fair to the Caps shooters in this one, they did hit not 1, not 2, but 3 pipes during this shootout. 3 pipes rung, and all 3 of those pucks stay out of the net. And yep, that is pretty much just how it has been going all season here for the Washington Capitals in the shootouts. It's how it's been going for them in all areas of the game this season, really. 0 luck for the Washington Capitals. And so in the 9th round of this shootout, like I said, after Logan Thompson made the first 8 saves, that sets up an opportunity here for Fraser Minten for Boston. He scores, and the Bruins win the shootout 1-0 in the shootout. 1-0 in the shootout, and so they get, by extension, the win in the game 3-2. So, normally, in a scenario like this, you would say, shootout loss, no big deal. Big standings point earned. That is normally what you would say in these types of scenarios, right? But for the Washington Capitals right now, they really needed the 2 points, not just the 1. And so this shootout loss, it really, really stings here, especially given the team that you were playing against happens to be one of the teams who you are directly chasing for one of those last playoff spots in the Eastern Conference, right? They needed the 2 points, and they needed the 2 points in regulation. And yeah, shootouts continue to kill this team, right? I mean, what can we say? Like I said, unlucky here today for sure in the shootout with the 3 pipes hit and not a single one of those pucks finds the back of the net after that. That is just unlucky for sure. But over the course of the season as a whole, just the 1 win in 7 tries in the shootouts. Those are some big, big, big points lost in the standings for the Washington Capitals. This shootout thing, along with, of course, the special teams, these are some of the top things that this team needs to try and address in this offseason. All right, babes, that is going to be it for this one. Thank you all so much, as always, for tuning in here today. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. I really, really do. For the Washington Capitals part, up next for them will be the Ottawa Senators coming to town for a big game on Wednesday this upcoming week here. And there's some exciting news for the Washington Capitals. Of course, you have probably heard by now, but the Caps, they have signed one of their top prospects, one of the top prospects in all of hockey, in Cole Hutson. They have signed him to his 3-year entry-level contract. And it looks like all indications are that this could potentially be his season debut for the Caps coming up here on Wednesday against the Ottawa Senators. So even if we might be falling out of, the reality is kind of sinking in here in terms of like we're kind of falling out of the playoff picture here with so few games remaining here now. But this is certainly something for Washington Capitals fans to look forward to here for the rest of this season, right, is getting to see, like I said, one of the top prospects in all of the sport in Cole Hutson suiting up for the Washington Capitals for the first time. So we will keep an eye on that, see if that does indeed happen on Wednesday against the Ottawa Senators. We will have a podcast coming out here this week talking about Cole Hutson and about so much more as well. So make sure that you stay tuned for that. Click on that subscribe button if you have not already done so. It's right down there below. We love to have you here with us for the rest of the season here for the Washington Capitals and heading into the off season, and certainly next season as well, we will be here. So yeah, click on that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And until next time, babes, Again, thank you all so much for being here. Until next time, and as always, let's go Caps.